our first topic is writing a seasonal script. Stephan, can you be a non-established writer to write a seasonal script?
You can, but if you're writing a feature-length spec as an unproduced writer, I don't think, unless it's astonishing, I don't think you should set your hopes very high. Seasonal scripts tend to be more churned out specifically. They tend to be on commission. That doesn't mean nobody should write them. That doesn't mean they don't get written. And I myself have written a couple of shorts, mostly for competitions, because they can be filmed yourself. But as a spec script, as a first spec script, I think it's a risky move. And considering some of the limitations, unless family features is your ultimate target, it may not showcase your skills at that level.
Have you got any further points to add, Gary?
I haven't really tried to write one. I suppose my genre is rom-com, so maybe I should try and write just a seasonal spec script, because I suppose my thing would be more like Valentine's, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be quite interesting. But yeah, Christmas ones I haven't really thought about, actually. I think I would really have to think about what kind of story it would be if I did write one.
I think it depends also what season we're talking about. You know, Christmas and Valentine's Day, but there's lots of other seasons. You know, you can go for different themes. Valentine's Day would work with your rom-com idea.
Yeah, definitely.
There have been some shocking Valentine's Day romantic films.
That's a challenge to write a good one.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And there's lots of scope in there. But, other seasons, ones really enmeshed in summer or autumn.
Yeah.
Easter, of course. I mean, you've got Rise of the Guardians, which tries to bring in as many different kinds of seasonal characters as possible, from Jack Frost and the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. Works as a kind of a cross-seasonal film.
Yeah.
Usually, though, it keeps to the main ones. There's a few in the US. Of course, you've got Thanksgiving films, which are popular, almost more popular than Christmas films.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm not really sure.
I mean, Halloween obviously is the other big kind of holiday.
Oh yes,
films.
Yes,
but it's interesting. I think as a spec script, a Christmas film, I guess you have to send it out at a certain time as well. Otherwise, it'd be like weird if you sent a screenplay about Christmas out to Hollywood. If you sent it in like June, they'd be like, "What is this?"
Yes.
So I think.
And then you've got the difficulty. You send it out to someone. They're reading it in December with their mulled wine and their biscuits. But also thinking in their head, okay, well, this is going to maybe be made in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of that cycle built in. It's very time limited.
Yeah, and a lot of studios will have their films for release dates for at least 2 years in advance.
Yes.
So they know what they're putting out over that.
At the end of the day, most spec scripts are writing examples.
Yeah.
And this is why I was saying, so for your first thing you're sending out, having a Christmas film, because unless you're doing something utterly dramatically different that's never been done before, this is kind of the problem. How many permutations of Santa and his elves are we going to have?
Yeah.
How many proposals on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Or fresh starts on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
So how do Christmas films or the sort of seasonal scripts generally get made? I think we were talking earlier about how it's more about for production companies. They're like, oh, we've got this idea, but rather than obviously write it themselves, they kind of look at a list of writers and see who's available.
That's right. Often it'll get pitched by a producer as an idea. Someone goes, I love this idea. We need to make it. Bring me the family movie list, and out comes the list of people who write family movies, and they'll strike some off as already working or difficult to work with, and then maybe send it down to the next 3 screenwriters to go, okay, with this idea, pitch me what you would do with this. And then they feverishly type into the night and come up and then pitch what they would do, and if they get lucky, then they get picked up. But it very much does work on those lists. So again, talking to what you were saying previously, a seasonal film like a Christmas film would be something that gets pulled off the list, not something to get you on the list in the first place.
What would you say the biggest market is for the different seasons? Would you say Christmas is the biggest market?
I would absolutely say Christmas.
Yeah.
It has the benefit of not only does it have a reasonably universal Western theme, also everybody's on holiday. Christmas films tend to try and go for, as much as they can, the 4 quadrants of getting all the different main groups of demographics, all of which are on holiday, all of which have got time to kill, all of which are kind of hoping that 2 to 3 hours of their families not being able to talk to each other might be a benefit.
Yeah, there's only so much time you can spend with family. But I mean, this year we've obviously got Star Wars being released around for Christmas time, so it's not really just Christmas films that gets released and uses Christmas as a sort of when to release it, essentially.
True, but then it comes back to the holiday as vacation time thing. Your big release windows are when as many people are on vacation as possible. Yeah. So hence you've got the Easter period, you've got the summer period, you've got the Christmas period. Yeah. So as many people can go and see these things as possible, rather than just restricting your viewing windows to evenings and weekends. And if you have a $200 million movie, you want as many people to see it as possible.
And the interesting thing about Star Wars is obviously they have a built-in audience, so they know people are going to see it, and that's releasing Christmas, and they're already selling tickets basically, so they release tickets like more than a month in advance, and so they know they're building that audience with the audience that's already there, but also with the new kind of teenagers now, I guess, who might not have seen the first load of Star Wars films.
Or even for sort of Jar Jar Binks.
Let's not mention him,
Anyway, next we're going to be testing for guests on their knowledge of scriptwriters.